Welcome to the Convention Center Action Center. I'm your host, Morgan Merrill, and I'm here with West FFA. Thank you guys so much for being here. Can you guys introduce yourself, your year in school, and what you're involved in the FFA?
I'm Hayden, and I've been in the ag program for 4 years, showing, interning, and doing multiple speaking competitions, and then just taking all the ag classes I can.
My name is Addison. This is my 4th year in FFA, and I have been showing livestock and participating in CDEs and LDEs.
I'm Mrs. Campbell. I have been the advisor at Golden West High School for the past 6 years.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm really excited to talk about the FFA with you guys, and it's going to be a great time. With that, what inspired you guys to get into the FFA and get involved, and what inspired you to be an agricultural teacher?
I would say I got inspired in middle school. We had a recruitment. They had come to our school, and I really found a passion with livestock. And so I wanted to start showing animals, and I got into that portion of the FFA, and then I just continued to get more involved as time went. And through college, I majored in animal science, but my heart pulled me back to ag education.
Beautiful.
I got started with showing livestock in 4-H, being a part of my ag program in elementary and middle school, and I just wanted to continue furthering my education in ag.
I got started a little bit with family, but then I started taking it, and I realized this is something I really enjoy, and I just wanted to get really into it.
Nice, thank you. I'm really glad you guys got involved and are inspired, and we couldn't do it without our amazing ag teachers, so thank you as well. With that, there's so many memories within the FFA, and what has been your guys' favorite memory so far? Or memories? It could be more than one.
Some of my favorite memories are definitely state conference. They're always super fun, and you get to meet a lot of new people, and even just the section events and regional events and all the events we go to. It's really fun to see new people that all have the same passion.
I love going to all the conferences and competitions, but my favorite by far and have the most memories has been the Washington Leadership Conference.
Wow. What, Washington?
Yeah, Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. How was that? What was your role there?
So I was just a member at the conference. It was just a leadership conference, and it was a very community-based one where we brought projects back to our own chapters and just met people from across the nation.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations as well. That's a very big accomplishment. What has your favorite memory been?
I would say my favorite memory is seeing them and seeing their successes. In all honesty, seeing them chase their dreams, do what they want. I tell them I'll meet you halfway, and if they want to go for it, we're going to go for it. And so their drive continues to inspire me to keep trying and keep doing the best that I can, and it just makes everything absolutely worth it.
Good. That's so sweet. I agree. That looking back at so many of the FFA members, there's so many accomplishments, and with that, there's a lot of leadership that you give these students. And so, how has FFA contributed to your guys' personal leadership skills?
FFA has helped me a lot with my public speaking. My freshman year, I was a very shy, quiet kid, especially coming back from COVID. But now that I've been partially forced into competitions, it's helped a lot with my public speaking, I'm doing this now, which my freshman year I would have been no, I'm not going in front of cameras with a microphone.
So yeah, kind of similar with me. I was the quiet kid. I went from a small school where I knew everyone to a school where I knew not one person. And so I was definitely the shy kid, just wanting to go to ag classes, not answering any questions. But definitely through the different opportunities we have, the different conferences and speaking and judging teams we have, I've just evolved so much as a person with public speaking and just leadership in general.
Wow, yes. I definitely think public speaking is one of the things that you will carry with you through your entire life, whether you're talking to another fellow FFA member, an ag teacher, an organization, or even a college. So it'll carry with you wherever you go. With that, being in agriculture, you're an advocate. How does your school or your chapter communicate that and be an advocate to the school and the community?
One way is we do have our social medias, and we're trying to post a lot more this year and just get more posts out there. But we also do our 8th grade recruitments. We'll do where we go to the elementary schools and read ag books to them. And so we try to hold a lot of events that we can talk to people at.
Yeah, definitely trying to expand our media has been one of our biggest things this year. Adding another officer to our media team has really helped with that, to show like what each class is doing and just what we do at our chapter.
So, to my knowledge, there has been, you guys got a grant, specifically Addison. You got a grant. Can you explain what that grant was used for and what that meant to your community?
Yeah, so I got the National FFA Living to Serve grant, and I used it on a project that I planned at the Washington Leadership Conference over the summer. So I raised and butchered about 100 meat birds and donated all of the product to Visalia Emergency Aid Council, which was almost 500 pounds of product.
That is amazing. That's a huge accomplishment. That's a great serving that you have done that started in the FFA and contributed to outside things. So how has what does giving back to the community mean for your chapter and for you personally?
So me personally, I've always loved like being in my community and like working for my community. Ever since I was little, I've always done community service. So just giving back, I felt like I was doing my part and like giving back to the people who served me. So that's personally like why I like wanted to do the community service.
What other ways does your chapter give back to the community and the service?
So we do a lot of community service events throughout the year. We're very active in our town. We're doing different events like Wreaths Across America at our public cemetery, and then going to different schools and just hosting and helping with different events. And throughout the year, we'll go to like just different towns and communities and just help serve them.
Can you describe the partnership you've developed with local businesses?
So yeah, one of the biggest partnerships we developed in the past year was with the Visalia Emergency Aid Council with this project, because my goal is to help my chapter continue after I graduate with the grant. And so being able to like continue that partnership with the Visalia Emergency Aid Council, being able to donate to them year after year.
That's very cool. And have you, can you say the business name again?
The Visalia Emergency Aid Council.
Very cool. And so how closely do you guys work with this business on the project?
I think this was our first time working with them.
It was your first time, so how many hours did you guys spend talking with them? What plans did you guys have to make up for this?
Our students had reached out ahead of time,
Okay.
so when applying for the grant, they have to make contact with the organization to make sure that they would be able to accept the product. And so we have a leadership class, and Addie here kind of led a committee of students with the application process. And they kind of broke it up between the students throughout the class as to who's going to make the contact, who's going to set up the time that we're going to meet. So we have a work-based learning coordinator that helped us coordinate meeting times, drop-off times, things like that. But I would say throughout the semester, we had a lot of students helping out, because 100 meat birds takes up a lot of space, time, and effort. And so we had our whole animal science pathway assisting. And then all of our classes got to come out on the processing day, and they got to learn how to process and where their meat comes from. And so we have had some contact with Visalia Emergency Aid of potentially doing this again in the future, dependent on if we can maybe get another funding source. Another fantastic community member that we have gotten involved with would be Cruise Feed. So Addie had reached out to Cruise Feed as well, and they actually sponsored all of the feed for the entire project. And so Cruise Feed does a lot for our program, from helping out our livestock students to this year we developed a scholarship program to cover the cost of feed for some of our livestock students. And they were all for it and all on board, and we had asked them for assistance with this Living to Serve project. They had actually developed a new broiler feed at the time, and so it was the perfect time for both of us to kind of lean on each other to get this project done, but then also to put the feed to the test, and it was fantastic. All the birds actually matured a lot sooner and put on a lot of weight which in the end gave us more products. So it was kind of a win-win for both parties.
That is such a cool process to see start to finish for the students, and the relationships you guys have made, and what came out of it was even more than what you guys were expecting. So that's amazing, and I'm really glad I got to hear about it. So I hope you guys get to continue that. That's a huge accomplishment for your chapter and for everyone. So thank you guys for being a part of your community. And with that, I just want to say thank you for being here and talking with me today about the FFA and how your chapter is moving forward and growing as FFA grows, because it's never ending. But thank you guys for being here, and I hope you guys enjoy the conference.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you for watching Convention Center Action Center. I'm your host, Morgan Merrill. See you soon.